This is the LZR Project, an episodic story series by David N. Alderman. The LZR Project takes place within David's Expired Reality universe and serves as a prequel to the main novels in his Expired Reality series. You can find out more about David's Expired Reality series at davidnalderman.com. Episode number 26, Monday, May 11th, 1998. Veronica Amorou stared at the small wooden shack, illuminated by the blue moon pouring its light through anemic trees. The road her vehicle sat on was empty and dark, fields spread for miles, with the occasional patch of dead trees, and run-down shacks like the one in front of her. "You don't have to do this," Ridley whispered in her earpiece. "I'll be able to sleep at night knowing he's dead. Thank you again for helping me with this. I owed you one after what you did for me. I assume you found the coordinates I gave you?" Veronica nodded as if Ridley were in the SUV with her. "I did." "That's his last known location," Ridley said. "This information came from a very reliable source of mine. What involvement do you want me to have here, Veronica?" "None. You've done what I needed you to do. I'll take care of the rest." "Are you sure? I can stay on comm and make sure you make it out of there okay. There's a police station a few miles from your location, so the cavalry isn't too far." "I'm fine, Ridley. Get some rest. If there's a situation I absolutely cannot get out of, I'll call you." "Okay, be careful." "I will." "By the way," Ridley said, "we're even now." Veronica smiled. "I know." She took the comm unit out of her ear and set it in the dashboard console. She buttoned her black denim jacket and stepped out of the vehicle. The night air felt fresh and cool in her lungs. She stretched and then went to the back of the vehicle to retrieve her curved scion blades. She attached them to the clips on her hips, the weight bringing comfort to her agitated mind. She took a deep breath and forced back the fear that threatened to eat her alive. XS was a psychotic individual capable of destroying lives with the push of a button. She had already fallen into his trap to kill a group of brainwashed girls, but she had also taken one of his hands with her scion blades. Collateral damage. Crickets chirped all around her, and the howl of a coyote echoed in the distance beyond the shack. Veronica held tightly to the handles of her blades, taking comfort in their ferocity. She locked up the vehicle before heading across the gravel driveway that led directly to the broken-down shack. She wasn't too concerned with keeping quiet. Her vehicle had given away her presence, especially to a man like XS. He was probably waiting for her to enter his latest trap. Veronica took the blades from her hips, her heart beating fast as she approached the worn wooden door leading into the shack. She reached out with an elbow and slowly nudged the door open. Darkness waited on the other side, threatening to swallow her into its folds. She contemplated the risks of venturing into that darkness, knowing she may not exit alive. "You know I'm here," Veronica said. "Show yourself." "I would rather you come inside and make yourself at home," a voice called from inside the shack. "I made soup." "I'm here to kill you, XS." "Are you now? Taking my hand wasn't enough? You want all of me? You don't deserve all of me. You may have tricked me into taking the lives of innocents, but I won't fall for that again. Tonight is about you and me." She heard creaking in the darkness. "I'm not in the mood to fight, dear girl. I gave you the chance to join me, to become the ultimate student. You refused in a most violent manner. Now you and I are on opposite sides. Leave this place. This is my home, and I do not like intruders." Veronica stepped back from the threshold, allowing the door to close. "Come out here and face me like a man." The door opened and XS stood under the frame. He wore his sackcloth suit and black mask, the diamond eyes glittering under the blue moonlight. His neon zigzag smile glowed an eerie green. "Do you really want to do this, Veronica? Once you kill, you can never go back." "Oh wait, you already killed once." Semper Creed. "Yes. You know what blood tastes like, don't you? You came here looking for more, because now your thirst will never be satisfied. I'm here to cut you into pieces, to make you pay for what you've done. I'm going to make sure you never hurt another living human being again." "That's a huge responsibility for one person," he said. "Why take it on yourself? Are you a hero? An anti-hero? What are you? Maybe a villain." Veronica pointed one of her blades at him. "Let's go, XS." He put his good hand out toward her. The amputated hand was wrapped in thick gauze, and he kept it close to his chest. "Cuff me. Take me in as a criminal. I'll go willingly." Veronica felt guilt creep into her veins. She had come to kill him, expecting resistance at every breath. But to hear him give in, give up, made her question if she could kill a man in cold blood. He started toward her, his boots crunching the gravel underneath each step. You don't want to take me in? Did you not come here for true justice? Just your justice, I see. I see in your eyes that you want to kill me, but you know you can't. That is not true justice. I have rights. Those girls you killed, they had rights. Veronica held both blades out toward him, the purple pinstriping glowing brightly across the surface of the metal. Stay back. He stopped. But you came here looking for a fight. Now you don't want me near. He started toward her again, holding his good hand out. She backed away from him, inching her way toward the SUV. Without warning, he swung his fist into her arm, forcing her to release her blade to the ground. She leapt backwards a few feet and grabbed the handle of her remaining blade with both hands. XS bent down and picked up the fallen scion blade. He observed it with his diamond eyes and then pointed it at her. Now I will chop you up into tiny pieces, only I won't burn them or bury them. I will send them off to your friends in little gift-wrapped boxes. XS swung the blade toward her. She blocked with her blade, using a burst of strength to push him back. He stumbled, nearly tripping on his boots. Before he could gain his balance, Veronica charged at him, swinging her blade out as it sliced the side of his good arm before he could move out of the way. Blood splattered against the wooden door behind him. XS retreated around the side of the shack. Veronica followed cautiously, peering around each corner before moving forward. When she reached the backyard, she didn't see any sign of him. The grass yard ended at the line of skeletal trees. Scattered across the yard were cages of various sizes, their iron silhouettes illuminated by the blue moonlight. Veronica approached one of the cages that was a few feet taller than her and found it to be empty. She went to another cage, one shaped like a bell, and didn't find anyone in that one either. One particular cage, a domed bird cage, had a note on it. Veronica took the note, her eyes keeping the rest of the backyard in view. The note read, "Behind you." Veronica swung around, but the plank of wood hit her in the temple too quick for her to react. She fell to the ground, still gripping her scion blade. She struggled to sit up. XS brought his foot down on her back and pressed her into the ground. You really think I just let you intrude on my property? This is my sanctuary, little bird. He struck her in the head again, and this time the darkness took her. Veronica awoke in panic to find her hands tied to the top of the iron bird cage. Instead of struggling, she took a deep breath, relaxed her arms, and let her feet touch the floor of the cage. The blue moonlight had disappeared behind the group of trees, and now darkness spread across the backyard. Veronica's heart steadied, but her mind began to go into a frenzy. She struggled in the iron restraints and thrashed her body around the cage, yelling and screaming obscenities in the hopes that someone, somewhere, could hear her cries for help. Regret poisoned her spirit for not taking Ridley up on her offer to assist. Bright light flashed into her face, blinding her. Little bird, are you hungry? I can feed you if you'd like. Veronica's head began to ache, and she felt a lump in her left temple where XS had struck her unconscious. The light came down to her feet, and XS stood near the cage. No more blades, little bird. No more fighting. XS waved his arm toward the trees. When daylight breaks across my sanctuary, I will take you into a new world, my world, and after you've seen my world, you can decide if you still hate me. Veronica closed her eyes and steadied her breath, pushing away thoughts of XS touching her, if that's what he was even referring to. You won't have me. I already have you. Veronica opened her eyes. Why haven't you tagged me? I want my little birdie to want me of its own free will. Mindless will not do. XS left the light at the base of the cage and approached the shack. I will be back in exactly an hour, birdie. Then you will know what I am all about. He opened the back door and disappeared into the shack. All right, you asked for it. Veronica took a deep breath and closed her eyes to focus on the environment around her. She heard the crickets, felt the chill of the night air. Beyond that, she could now feel the pain in XS's amputated arm, the dull throb that engulfed the severed end of his limb. She heard tree limbs shift in the distance, knocking dead branches from their trunks, scattering the ground with their own lifeless limbs. She felt the panic that overwhelmed a rabbit facing off against a howling coyote. She sensed the revolting and despicable aura that surrounded the wooden shack, a place of pain, of evil, of filth. Many had passed through this waypoint to the slave trade. Many had died here. Many were buried in the backyard. Veronica took these emotions in, allowing them to permeate her mind and her spirit. Her flesh tingled with the sensations as the rhodonine in the atmosphere around her began to soak within her muscles. She focused the energy into her hands where she could control it, and looked up as violet light entered her palms, disintegrating the iron restraints that kept her. She collapsed to the floor of the cage, watching as the cage's iron weave broke apart in brilliant violet light particles. She fought against closing her eyes, her body wanting nothing more than to rest after becoming a conduit to the dangerous element in Anasia's atmosphere. When the cage had vanished completely, Veronica found the strength to stand. Her body ached, but she was free. She walked toward the shack. She kicked the door in and startled XS, who had been sitting at a small table, examining her scion blades. She lunged for the blades, taking one in each hand, as XS turned toward the front door leading to the driveway. By the light of the small bulb that hung from a thin chain from the ceiling, Veronica saw that this side of the front door was painted black. Symbols that looked like flowing water and a copse of trees had been etched in the frame around the door. A black door, she thought. XS turned the silver knob and opened the door to a rushing stream moving through a sunshine-drenched creek. "No," she whispered. XS saluted her, the zigzag smile on his mask never changing. "It's been fun, but it's time for me to go." "How did you—" XS stepped across the threshold, pulling the door closed behind him. Before he could shut her out, Veronica swung at him with one of her blades. The blade slipped from her hand and vanished into the other realm as the door slammed shut. The black color of the door melted into a vanishing puddle on the floor, leaving behind a plain wooden door. Veronica grabbed the aged handle and pulled the door open to a gravel driveway. Her SUV sat at the side of the road, and the dark landscape stretched before her, leaving her with the gloom that came with a failed attempt to bring peace to her own life. Thank you for listening to the LZR Project. If you are interested in reading more of David's Expired Reality series, please check out the author's webpage at davidnalderman.com.